Hi everybody, hope your day's good so far. Congratulations, we're at the last module. This video is step 7 in contact, the last step. The second T in contact stands for take it to the next level. I'll explain how to use common intentions to find a solution or solutions to your issue, and then how to make sure both people act to achieve those common intentions. So there's 5 steps in this process of taking things to the next level for resolution in important situations. We want to make sure that those solutions are acted upon. So I'll share the steps briefly and then go into details. 1. With common intentions in hand, we simply discuss and agree on solutions and what each person is going to do to achieve the outcomes we want. 2. We ask for and agree on timeframes as to when the action items will be done. 3. We set a time to follow up, to review and discuss how we're doing. Then we do 2 more things to increase our chances of everyone following through on the commitments each person made in the discussion. 4. We write down the action items and timeframes we've agreed to, and send what we've written in a text or an email to all the stakeholders. And 5, we actually follow up and we keep our agreements. We do the review we agreed to. We check in on how each person is doing at the time that we said we would. Okay, back to 1. Find some solutions. So how do we turn common intentions into solutions? Well, keep in mind that when we share authentically, ask gently, listen effectively, and validate honestly, all while searching for common intentions with another person in a tough situation, solutions will naturally appear. We figure out the best way to go forward because we understand each other quite thoroughly in regards to the issue at hand when we've followed this contact system. If you remember the story in Module 6 about the sales guy Chuck and my conversation with him about setting customer expectations, the common intentions turned into go-forward solutions naturally. In the conversation, Chuck admitted he could do better. So it was a natural solution for him to commit to being clearer in his discussion with customers about their expectations. Simply put, common intentions turn into common purpose and things get done. We put our minds together, keeping common intentions in mind, brainstorming solutions with a common purpose. Brainstorming is the most effective and often quickest way to find solutions for difficult issues. Ask any billionaire or millionaire or successful person of any type. They do it all the time. By the way, I call brainstorming with common purpose masterminding. Napoleon Hill, one of the modern world's most popular thought leaders in success principles, coined the term masterminding in that context. His book, Think and Grow Rich, sold over 85 million copies. He wrote in every one of his books, when 2 or more minds come together, a third invisible and tangible force, likened to a third mind, is created. As we mastermind solutions in complicated situations with common intentions, we find those solutions. We might even decide together to seek outside advice to expand the masterminding and then come back later to discuss our options. When we mastermind, we find ways to move forward. It just works. Now, there's times one person will override another in a situation. Even in the free world, most businesses are like dictatorships with a chain of command. It's the way it is. Having said that, the best way to keep people and teams engaged is to come up with solutions together. Keep in mind that some leaders are very good at getting others to suggest the solution the leader wants. The other person thinks and feels like it's his or her idea. Some leaders are able to do that because they're trained or naturally good communicators and have healthy emotional intelligence. Getting people to feel like it's their idea takes emotional awareness and intelligence. Anyway, after we come up with solutions for the situation, we create action items for each person out of those. We decide what each person is going to do to achieve the outcomes that we want. No matter what conflict resolutions or solutions to problems that you come up with in any type of situation, I strongly suggest that you agree on action items for each person. This leads to step 2 and 3 in this Take It Next Level. 2, we ask for and agree on time frames as to when the action items will be done by each person. And 3, we agree on a time to follow up, to review and discuss how we're doing. So let's say that we agree each person seeks outside advice and that we come back together to discuss those conversations and then decide on plans of action from there. We set a time and a date to get back together, and we do it. Okay, a quick note here with an important rule for success in any aspect of life where you're interacting with others. Keep your agreements, and when you can't, renegotiate as soon as you know you won't be able to keep that agreement. Now, this rule applies to agreements of any kind, spoken or unspoken. Renegotiate quickly when you know you can't keep them. Say something like, "Hey Joe, I know we had a meeting to review ABC. Something's come up. We have to reschedule. When works for you?" Or, "Hey Joe, I wasn't able to get that done on time. Can we talk about this and set another time for completion?" Okay, so the next step to solidify agreements further, and it increases accountability. Step 4, we write down what we agreed to, the action items, the time frames, and when we're going to follow up. Then we send it in an email or text to all the stakeholders. Now, we can make exceptions to sending the agreement in a text or an email. It depends on the situation. When your tough talk is about an instant circumstance where we're implementing the solution and action items starting right now, and we're 100% sure the issue will be resolved immediately, it might not be necessary to send a confirmation. The issue would be in the past before we both had a chance to read it. When it is a serious situation, or especially in corrective conversations, it's very important to record commitments. Why is that? The reason is because it's been proven that when we write down our goals or agreements and report on our progress to someone, our chances of achieving our goal rises dramatically. There was a study done by Gail Matthews at Dominican University on the effects of goal writing. Participants were randomly assigned to one of 5 condition groups. Group 1 were asked to set goals and not write them down. Group 2 were asked to set goals and write them down. Group 3 were asked to write their goals down and include action commitments. Group 4 was write goals and action commitments and then share them with a friend. And Group 5 was written goals, action commitments, share them with a friend, and then do progress reports with that friend. Group 5 proved that we have a 42% higher chance of achieving our goals when we write them with action commitments, share them, and report consistently on our progress. The workplace is a perfect setting for implementing this process and practicing good communication skills. There are people all around us with common purpose that we can share our goals and commitments with and report to. Why do we have written contracts? To keep people accountable. Why do banks only loan money to businesses who show them detailed written goals in the form of business plans and projections for cash flow and profits? Because bankers know When people show them written goals and send reports each month in the form of financials, their chances of succeeding are higher. When people receive confirmation of agreements in their inbox or on their phone, they immediately are reminded of their commitments, and that in itself makes most people more accountable. What happens for you when you read an email or text that tells you what you've agreed to and committed to? Do you feel more obligated? I do. Okay, so next step, and it's the last step in the whole contact framework, which takes you next level. Do your follow-up. Keep your agreement and review the progress of what you agreed to in your important conversations. Do it when you agreed to do it. Have a meeting and check in with each other on how you're doing with the progress on your action items. The check-in and review can be done in person or by phone or sometimes by an email or text. You both decide. Personally, I think face-to-face contact is best with important stuff. When we follow this contact procedure in a tough talk, agreeing on solutions, action items, time frames, progress follow-ups, and writing agreements and action items down to send them electronically, we're helping ourselves and others be accountable to ourselves and the other person. Then when we do our check-ins, we're supporting each other. Our relationship gets stronger and more solid. In the end, everyone feels a sense of accomplishment, which increases people's confidence. Hey, great job! You rock! You've learned the entire contact framework. Remember to practice. Doctors and lawyers say they're practicing medicine and law. Life is like a practice. Everyone practices to get good or better at things. I say we're all practicing living and growing. It's what we do. Communicating is something we're always doing too, so get good at it. I hope you enjoyed the program and learned some stuff. I sincerely thank you for taking the time to watch and listen. Let us know what you think about the program, please. Good comments help us show others how they can benefit from taking the course. The ones with criticism or suggestions help us make the program better for the next guy. Thank you. See you soon. Have a great day. Bye for now.